Who will KSI fight next year? Let's get into this one. Hello, welcome to On My Headson. I hope you're all well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So, who will KSI fight next year, if indeed he does return to the ring? Now, if you've been watching the media recently, online or otherwise, you would have noticed that KSI has lost his appeal to overturn the decision of his fight against Tommy Fury, whereas eventually it came out as a unanimous decision for Tommy Fury. The PBA, or Professional Boxing Association, has rejected KSI's claims that the fight was wrongly judged. So he wants it rescored, or he wants the victory to be overturned, either into a draw or presumably to a win for KSI. The problem here is that KSI has had a career of never being beaten, never losing. And this is the same for all fighters, whether it's MMA, boxers. They go into a press conference and they say, you can't beat me. I've never been beat. I've never done this. There's no way you can beat me. And then they get into the ring or the octagon or whatever it is, and then they get beat. And also they got egg on their face. But it's common, you forget about all the nonsense, all the trash talk that they talked before. Because it's just trash talk, right? And that's the problem. The problem is that KSI has never really lost in business or YouTube, let's say, of course, because he's one of the biggest in the world, right? And everybody wants to be his friend just to kind of latch on to a bit of his fame as well. So in his mind, he was always destined to win because he was always going to win. He thought that Tommy Fury was never going to win. And if he did lose, it would have to be by a knockout, which was never going to happen. Well, the fact of the matter is that the fight was an absolute horror show of a fight. We can all agree on that, right? And whether you thought that KSI beat Tommy or Tommy beat KSI, it's kind of irrelevant in the point that the judges scored it in Tommy's favor. It was a horrible fight to watch. It wasn't really a clear winner. You can't really say that KSI was robbed because he just wasn't that good himself. He was hugging a lot, clinching, stepping forward, throwing the right hand, then going in for the clinch. And Tommy just wasn't skilled enough, talented enough to overcome that, to stop that from happening. As I said in a previous video, if he'd used more footwork and more of a jab, he could have counteracted that quite easily. But we are where we are. The fight was a horror show. The scorecards are where they are. The PBA have rejected KSI's appeal, so he lost the fight. And he's still losing the fight. But in KSI's mind, he hasn't lost the fight. Now, according to KSI's manager, Mams Taylor, they're going to go for another appeal of an appeal. The problem here is that you're still not admitting any kind of defeat here. You're still saying that you won the fight. That might be true in your mind. That might be true in what you believe, the narrative that you want to sell. In this KSI never fails narrative. But it does sound a little bit like somebody's throwing the toys out the pram now. It has gone on for far too long. The way he reacted after the fight was like a spoiled child, really. Now, of course, it's going to hurt. Of course, you might disagree with the decision. But the fact of the matter is that this was entertainment and it blew up in your face and it backfired. Tommy Fury gets the win. He's walked off with a couple of million in his pocket. Your reputation as a fighter has kind of been etched away a little bit. But nobody ever took you seriously as a fighter and as a boxer anyway. No matter how much trash talk you come out with before the fight or how much hype you have surrounding misfits, the factor is nobody took you seriously as a boxer. Nobody took you seriously as a fighter. So therefore, your next fight has to be to right the wrong that you feel has gone against you. There is no other fight for you. Now, I'm with the likes of True Geordie here because I don't necessarily want to see Tommy Fury back in a ring again, because I think he's had two fights, Jake Paul and KSI, and he hasn't been great in either of them, let alone him trying to get back into the pro boxing arena where he's going to be paid a pittance for his fights compared to what he's been earning over the last couple of fights. So for Tommy Fury, he has to stay in influencer boxing. But who's going to want to fight him? Well, the only one who's going to want to fight him now, the only one who has to fight him to right this wrong is KSI, whether he likes it or not. Now, the whole world is saying, no, we don't want to see the Tommy Fury fight. We've had enough of that. What we want to see is a Jake Paul KSI fight. Of course. But before you can fight Jake Paul, you need to right this wrong in your mind. It doesn't matter what the public want. It doesn't matter if Jake Paul is even going to take you seriously as a competitor, because he's on this pro boxing pathway now, of course. So to right the wrong, KSI has to fight Tommy Fury again. And for me, that is the next fight. And that's, I think, what we're going to see next year. I think we're going to see KSI against Tommy Fury in a rematch, because that's basically what happens. If you think you've lost the fight when you should have won the fight, if you think it was too close, you have a rematch. Now, the only times you don't have rematches, one, if the fight was so one-sided that there's just no point, or it was such a stinker that nobody wants to watch it again. So there is that. Maybe people just don't want to watch it anymore. But the fact of the matter is, this is not about what people want. This is about what KSI wants under Misfits, and whether he can entice Tommy Fury back into the ring to have another showdown. Winner takes all. Double down. Winner takes all. That is a fight can generate a lot of interest, and that's a fight that KSI needs to have to bring back his honor, let's say, to bring back his sanity, to put the toys back in the pram, so that he can, if he chooses to, face off against Jake Paul in the final fight of his boxing career, as it were. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Who will KSI fight next? Outside of this little sparring match he's going to have on December the 15th, we know about that. But I'm talking about a proper boxing match under the Misfits card. Who's he going to fight next? Do you agree with me? It has to be Tommy Fury, whether we want that fight or not. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for future videos. And I'll catch you again on another video coming very soon. Bye now.